This week I sculpt, print and painted Ghost in the Shell inspired diorama. I started off with a base mesh of a female figure, masked off the spots that I didn't want to add detail to, and used a grab brush to give her boots and gloves. I extruded a cube multiple times and beveled the edges to form the basic shape of the visor that's worn. I imported a pistol and used basic shapes to form the holster. I stretched a sphere and then duplicated it across the head to make the hair. I joined all the individual strands of hair together using boolean and then sculpted it smooth. For the face fabric, I did a similar thing. I used cylinders across the face, joined them all together, and then used the brush to adjust and smooth. Did the exact same process for the thug. I masked out what I didn't want to move and then used the grab brush to make the edges of the material. Using a cloth brush, I was able to pull down on the material, creating the wrinkles. I imported some boots and using the boolean union, added them to the figure. I used a hair alpha to add the details to the head and used a smooth brush to blend it all together. I sculpted on the gun holster and then used the basic shapes to create the pouches. Finally, I added a skeleton to get the model ready for posing. Using scrunched up alfoil, I formed the base of the waves. I used the Lego I had lying around to make the housing of the mould. Using some scrap silicone, I filled in the void so I didn't have to mix up as much. Turns out I didn't mix up quite enough silicone, so the top of it is actually quite uneven. But I used a razor blade to cut off the chunky bits to get it as level as I could. I mixed in some brown ink into the resin before pouring it into the mould. Using a glossy varnish will smooth out the surface of the clear figure, giving it a more glassy look. Painting the bottom of the base, I added the pavement that's underneath the water. I then slopped on the rest of the colour and used a sponge to give it texture. I cut off the tip of the foot so it could be inserted into the hole in the base, and then used the clear resin to fix it. Gave the model a zenithal highlight before painting the shirt red. I used the clear resin to make the water effects. Glad wrap was great to use because the resin didn't actually cure to it, and also gave it these tiny little ripples and imperfections. I toyed with the idea of giving water effects to the kicking leg, but in the end decided less is more and only added the water effects to the splashing. I used a mixture of Mod Podge and a little bit of white glue to emphasise the caps on the ripples, as well as the splashing effects. Using a sponge, I stippled on some gloss varnish to give the thug a wet look. Then I finished off the model by painting the base in black. And this is the finished product. Thanks for watching.